morning, Scotland. Good morning, social media land. I hope you are well. It is Wednesday, the 15th of January, 2025. Have you ever stopped to think why the Scottish independence movement faces so many challenges? Why are there so many attempts to divide, distract, and discredit us? It's not just because we're fighting for change. It's because those that oppose us recognise our potential. They know how powerful we can be, and that's why they work so hard to undermine us. Recently, I asked an AI to create a blueprint for subverting our movement. What it produced was very scary. It outlined strategies to exploit division, discredit leadership, and sap the energy from us, the grassroots activists. These weren't just theoretical ideas, they reflected the very tactics we've seen in action. But here's an important question. What can we do to counter them? How do we protect our movement? And more importantly, how do we strengthen it? History offers some lessons. During the Cold War, the United States exposed Soviet propaganda, making their disinformation visible and discrediting it in the eyes of the public. In post-war Britain, the Information Research Department worked with the media to counter communist narratives promoting unity and democracy. During the Malayan emergency, psychological operations were used to weaken insurgent movements and win public support. These examples show that subversion can be countered, but here's the reality. We, the independence movement, are not a state. We are not united under one banner or leader. We lack the infrastructure or the resources to implement strategies like these. And even if we tried, the risk of infiltration and mistrust would make any centralised approach vulnerable. But that doesn't mean that we're powerless. In fact, it's the opposite. This is where individual activists become essential. Each of us has a role to play in recognising subversion and stopping it in its tracks. It starts with critical thought. When you see a divisive argument gaining traction, ask yourself, does this feel organic, or is it being exaggerated? Is the source credible, or could it be an attempt to provoke discord? When you encounter claims about independence or our leaders, verify the information before you react. Use trusted sources. Avoid sharing anything you cannot confirm. Even a simple pause to check facts can prevent misinformation from spreading. When subversion becomes apparent, the next step is to act responsibly. Document what you observe, save screenshot, note patterns from other people's posts, and compile evidence so others can examine it, then share it constructively. Approach trusted activists, community leaders, or respected figures within the movement. Present your findings calmly and factually, avoiding public accusations that could backfire. Credibility is key. By presenting clear evidence and suggesting ways to address the issue, you ensure that your concerns will be taken seriously. Even as we work to counter subversion, we must acknowledge that it thrives on division. A fractured movement is easier to undermine, and that's why unity is more important than ever. We may not agree on every detail, but we share a common goal: independence for Scotland. Small trusted groups can be the foundation for building this unity. When these groups operate effectively and gain credibility, they inspire trust and cooperation beyond their own circles. Gradually, they knit together a broader, stronger movement. Opponents attack what they fear. The independence movement challenges the status quo, and the tactics used against us prove how much of a threat we truly are. But now, with subversion more obvious than ever, we must rise to the occasion. The 2026 election is our opportunity to prove the strength of our unity and our determination. Filling Holyrood with as many pro-independence, pro-Scottish MSPs as possible in both government and opposition, we can take a decisive step towards achieving our goal. It starts with us, recognising subversion, countering it with credible actions, and building unity at every level of the movement. And it's all within our power. From small groups to the wider cause, our strength lies in our ability to stand together. Scotland's future depends on it, and it's up to you. keep banging on about unity, and working together serves the greater good far more than the nonsense that we accuse each other of. I just don't understand why Scottish people, the most passionate people in the world when it comes to their country and their culture, cannot stand together to push forward this cause, to stand towards something credible, something beautiful. It drives me bananas. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Working together is vital. Pointing the finger at one faction or the other is so self-destructive. I just wonder where we're going to be in 5 years. Are we still going to be having the same old arguments? Are we still going to be doing that in 10 years when my son is 30, when I'm getting pushed around in a chair, when I'm having my own bum wiped? Are we still going to be having these same arguments? I really hope not. Tomorrow, we're going to talk in more detail about voting for Scotland. I think this is truly the most important thing that we need to understand, that we have the power to push union parties that are based in England out of our parliament. We need to show the world, ourselves and undecided Scots, that look, here we have a parliament that is both government pro-Scottish and opposition pro-Scottish. And I'm going to talk about my feelings about that with the context of what we've just discussed over the past 3 videos. I really hope that you'll join me tomorrow. Until then, have a tremendous Wednesday. Take care.
I can't get no sleep.